Good morning. We're on lesson 3.4. This lesson gives kids the hardest time, but it's actually one of the easier lessons if you focus on specific rules. Okay? You're looking at it and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to compare all of these fractions. I have to compare all these decimals. I have to compare all these negatives and positives. And it looks overwhelming. But if you slow down and think logically and think real life, then it should make things easier. So the very first thing I want you to look at, number 1, and if you want to take notes, I highly suggest you doing so. Number 1, is it positive or negative? Let's talk about money. We all like money, and we kind of have an idea of money. Positive means that you have money, okay? Negative means that you owe someone money. It means that you have spent all your money and you owe it to somebody because you borrowed, okay? So let's look at this one. It's a positive number because it doesn't have anything in front of it. Sorry, we're on page 161 in your book. We're on problem number 2. This is saying that you have 10 cents. Okay, there's an invisible 0 after this. You have 10 cents over here. This says that you owe somebody $1.90. Who has more money? The person with 10 cents. Because a positive is always going to be greater than a negative number. I didn't even have to do any math with that one. I just looked at the symbols. Okay, I know that a positive number will always be greater. Okay. Number 4, 2/5 compared to 0.5 or 5/10. If you look on your cheat sheet of the number line, you should be able to find 2/5. How I would compare this, I would change this into a decimal. If I am changing a fraction into a decimal, I want the bottom number to get along with tens, hundreds, or thousands. 5 can get along with 10, and I'll multiply 5 times 2, 5 times 2, and my new fraction is 4/10. I know that to put that into a decimal, it looks like that. The 4 is in the tens place, so that is 4/10. Okay, which one is bigger, 4/10 or 5/10? If you want to think money, you can add an invisible 0 after it. Who has more money, 40 cents or 50 cents? Definitely the 50-cent person. Okay, this one is where you need a second rule. I put the first rule over there. Rule number 2. Look at your whole number. Exclamation marks. Again, I don't have to do any math. I don't have to do any figuring out. I just have to, 1, look at my symbol, and 2, look at my whole numbers. This person doesn't have any money, but they owe someone 50 cents because it has a negative number. This one also has a negative number. This person owes $1 and something. This one also has a negative number. This person owes $2 and something. Okay, going back to a previous lesson, we have these symbols. Remember, if it's open widest over here, this is the greatest number. Who has the most money? And this is the lowest number, or the least. That doesn't look right, but I think it's right. Okay, so the least would be who owes the most money. Who borrowed the most money that they have to pay back later? Is it the person with 0, 1, or 2? I'm just looking at my whole number. I say that the person that owes $2 is the poorest person right now. Okay, they owe the most money. The person who is like the richest, they're the ones who only owe 50 cents, or 0 as my whole number. And then the person in the middle is -1. So following my rules, I looked at my symbols first. All of them were negative, and then I looked to see my whole numbers. Okay. Let's talk about your worksheet on 3.4. You will be doing all of the front, and if you follow the 2 main rules of looking at the symbol and looking at your whole number, this paper should be easy. But like I said at the beginning, people overthink it. So just don't overthink it, look at the symbols, look at the whole numbers, and you should be able to do this quite easily. You do have to do all of the front, and I'll be nice, and you only have to do 1, 3, 5, and 7 on the back. Okay? Be amazing. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you later.